Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me again. This is the space where we are talking about reverse engineering our vision, specifically focusing on this 90-day commitment plan. If you guys are new to this space, I want to say welcome. If you are not new and you're returning, welcome back. Just want to get it really, really clear. My name is Day Hayes, and I just am a woman of God sharing my journey, my truth about navigating very difficult seasons in my life. And one of the ways that I have been blessed to do that, got a download to do a 90-day commitment plan. And this 90-day commitment plan includes us meeting once a week on this live for 15 minutes, getting very clear guidelines on how we're going to apply our learning through our newsletter, aka the life work that we have at the end of each session. And then we're doing once a month Sunday Zoom sessions. If you are interested in being a part of this community, not just watching this one particular live, but you're interested in actually activating and making a commitment to yourself to change before the new year arises, then I definitely encourage you to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can be notified, because I'm here every Wednesday at 6:30 to meet and greet with you all in this space. I'm super excited because we are on week two of our 12 weeks of being in our 90-day commitment plan, and we're focusing on time and energy management. This is such a great topic because really and truly it puts us in a position to develop some skill sets that we just absolutely need. And I just want to first say thank you to my homegirls and friends that are out here working on their energy and their time. Because of you, I know I got this download. Now, last week was really a game changer for me. Honestly, because I've been coming off of a silent season. When I talk about silent season, I'm talking about not being able to really get sleep, feeling like nothing is working, knowing that there's a change that needs to happen, but I just can't figure out how to activate that change. Reading books incessantly on how to activate that change. This has been going on for more than 6 months for me, but God finally just responded to me, and this 90-day commitment came about because of that. And so we focused on time and energy last week, and I just want to give y'all a recap of our time and energy session that we went over. Y'all know I got my notes in front of me. I don't play about that. I don't like doing things on the fly. But last week, we talked about how to shift our perspective from time to the concept of energy. We talked also about how to address things like lack of sleep, knowing that we are responsible for the 24 hours that we have been given, as well as really analyzing exactly where you spend your time. So our life work last week was super serious. I wanted you guys to sit down and write out what you did from the time you got up to the time you slept. I did the same thing, and I ain't gonna lie, I was convicted. I was convicted. I recognized that there was a lot of gaps in time where I was honestly wasting time. I was not managing the gift that I've been given, which is time, nor my energy. Y'all know I'm not on Instagram, but unfortunately there are some things that have replaced that time of me being on Instagram and social media in a way that I'm, not really proud of. But now that I know what is going on from top to bottom, I know exactly what it is that I can work on. So, I want you guys hit me up in the comments and let me know, how did that life work for you? What revelations did you have? Where did you realize you were actually spending too much time? I even went back and looked at my screen time and looked at the fact that I was on Pinterest for like 10 hours at a week period. That's ridiculous, honestly. Yeah, I'm a stay-at-home mom, but at the end of the day, I did not need to be spending that much time on Pinterest. I know I'll be out there looking for different learning activities, but girl, I need to cut that out. But because I know that, I know what I need to do now. Yes, you realize that you have a lot of free time. You know, people say what happens in a day. Well, guess what? You can actually answer that question for yourself. And so today we're going to talk about time and energy management 2, part 2. This is focusing on now faith. So I had you guys analyze how you spent your time. Now we're going to talk about now faith, where faith plays in the conversation of time and energy. Again, time and energy are gifts that we get from God, and so we can use those to actually replace the wasteful time with things that we want to do to activate our faith. So I shared with you guys what my day looked like. I said it was an ego check. For me, I need to definitely have some discipline with my time. And also, I recognize that I am a procrastinator. I have gotten better, so I'm not going to shame myself on this platform. But if you are, really have struggled with procrastination like I have, it's something that we're going to dive deep into tonight. We're going to also focus on how to have now faith using what you have, using the time and energy you have, how to invest and capitalize on your energy. We're going to talk about the impacts of procrastination, and we're going to talk about trading our talents for fear. So you guys know that this is a space where God is at work. And so we are going to focus on the scripture, Matthew 25:14-30. You probably already know the scripture. This is the parable of the talents. So I'm going to break down some parts of it. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I am not a preacher. I am just breaking down some of the parts and how it spoke to me. So Matthew 25:18 actually to start. But he who had received the 1 talent went and dug in the ground and hid his master's money. So I am really big on replacing words. So we're going to replace 1 talent, that idea of a talent, for time. So I'm going to reread that. But he who had received the 1 hour went and dug in the ground and hid his master's money. So when you say it like that, first off, it sounds wasteful. Why are you wasting an hour putting something away? But you have to actually see that we do that. We waste hours scrolling. We waste hours worrying. We waste hours worrying. We waste our hours. We waste our energy. We waste our finances putting and planting it in things that are not going to serve us. And in this instance, this particular gentleman, he used his now faith in fear, digging for an hour. So again, you're wasting time. When we talk about time and talents, we gotta really focus on how we're using our time and what we have now. Matthew 25:21 says, "Now, after a long time, the master of those servants came and settled accounts with them." What I really picked up from this is that it's not too late. It says now, after a long time, which is really like kind of like an oxymoron if you think about it. It's like now, after a long time. Those are two constructs of time. You say now, which is immediate, but after a long time, which tells us that there was enough time and space that was given, again, time and energy being a gift, to utilize the talents that were offered to those 3 individuals. This is so critical when we talk about applying this to our own lives. What are you doing now? And knowing that God has given you a long time to do it. God is actually holding back things from us and for us because we have not become disciplined enough with the gift that he's given us of time and energy. And I know that revelation can be painful, and I know that revelation can be like, but I have this, but I need to do this, but now, what are you doing now? Those of you choosing to spend your time in this space, you are activating your now faith. God giving you a long time to get to this place. In my silent season, that's something I recognize. Again, I've been wasting hours complaining and not focusing on what am I doing now, because God is holding back some things. And not for me to do those things because I'm trying to get something from him, but to be obedient in what I am doing because I want to hear a well done from God, because I want to please God, because he's given me a long time to actually accomplish some of the stuff he already told me to do. And I'm asking him for things that he wants to give me, but he's like, girl, I gave you something already to do. Do it. You got to really ask yourself, what has God given me to do that I have put off, that I have That's the definition of procrastination. We all suffer from it, but we can all grow from it as well. And something else that I really just hit on that I want to definitely talk about is this idea of understanding that you have more than you know, so use it. Instead of wasting your time, we want to use our time and be obedient. A question that came up to me when I was reading Matthew 25, again, don't want to go over the whole scripture, encourage you to read it yourself. Want to make sure we're using our time well. Is the question that popped up was like, was it the obedience or the expectation that drove the three individuals to activate their gifts differently? So if I am obedient with this task, do I have an expectation to receive more? And then that kind of goes back to your mindset, this perspective shift of time and energy, like really critically asking yourself, am I expecting something good? Because if I'm expecting good, or I'm expecting a return, of which the master, in this case, he was expecting a return, which means that those individuals knew he was expecting return, would encourage him to be obedient. So where in your life, looking back at that schedule, why are you procrastinating? Are you procrastinating because you're not expecting a good result? And because you're not expecting a good result, you're having difficulty being obedient with the task that was given to you? And if you're not expecting a good result, why not? The Father is a good Father, and he wants to give to us abundantly, overwhelmingly, blessing you beyond anything you could ask or think. And so in that case, we should be able to naturally just be obedient. But that's something that we got to work through, and that we're going to work through in this community. So lastly, the last part I'm about to leave you guys with, in Matthew 25:29, for to everyone who has will be given more, and he will have an abundance. But from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away. For to everyone who has will be given more. So that means that you have time in your hands. You have energy in your hands, and God will give you more once you begin to take those obedient steps and great expectation that you're going to get exactly what you need to complete and be sufficient in the project and the promise that he's already given you. When you think about it like that, it makes life more digestible, and knowing I've been given everything that I need. Everything I need. Maybe not necessarily everything I want, but I've been given everything I need to get me into the position to be obedient with great expectation that God is going to meet the needs and the wants through me. I just got to be obedient. Be obedient in the time and the energy that you have been gifted. The secret to more is making sure to manage what you have now with everything you have. Manage what you have now with everything you have. If what you have is 30 minutes in the morning to give to God, guess what? Manage that time now with the 30 minutes that you have and the 100% energy in that 30 minutes that you have. If you realize after breaking down your time that maybe you can shave off a little time during your lunchtime to give to God to do a praise and worship. Have multiple touch points throughout the day, built in through your day, and we'll talk about how to do that to make touch points with God. It's not a one touch point God, and he works in one touch, don't get me wrong, but God is calling you to greater, to more, to come into personal relationship with him. And you have more than you know, and I want you guys to begin to use it, activating that now faith. So our next piece of life work, which you're going to get a template for, y'all know I love templates and worksheets. If you go ahead and subscribe to the newsletter, is the Dream It Sis life work. You guys are going to write out your dream 24 hours. I'm doing this activity with you guys. Dream 24 hours. Think about exactly how you want to spend your time. And I'm challenging you guys to do that in 4 categories of your day. I want you guys to think about how to shift from thinking of morning time. So you're going to first categorize, if you don't download the template, I want you guys to have these 4 categories of your dream day. The jumpstart. The jumpstart is simply what will you do to give yourself a boost in energy you need for the day. The replenish is how can you replenish yourself during the day. The nourish, how can you nourish and support yourself with food, water, music, books, etc., podcasts. Get away and notice things that deplete your energy. That's really important. With this dream 24 hours, I want you to consider, okay, what would I do different with my 24 hours? Not to shame you, but to change and transform you. We're going to talk about what that looks like as well next week. And then lastly, the unwind. This is so critical. So many of us get drained by our day and we are just worn out. We don't know what to do with ourselves. We have no unwind. We plop and fall out on the bed. We are worn out, from the kids stressing us out to the adults stressing us out, to the folks, then the strangers stressing out, all these things. And you don't give yourself the time at the end of the day to unwind. This is my favorite part of the day, so I cannot wait to do this Dream 24 Hours activity and talk to y'all about it next week. The unwind, if you don't know what it is, let me give you a quick snippet of what it is. It's an opportunity where you design how you're going to deserve to get your rest. And you're going to be easy on yourself. It's an opportunity to be recharged. And you're going to ask yourself this critical question. What can you do to unplug and soothe your mind at the end of the day that is sustainable? Something sustainable. There's so many resources, so many apps out there, so many books, so many things that you might be able to tap into that can help you soothe and rest in a way that's going to help you unplug and activate some amazing things. So guys, that is our life work for next week. If you want access to the template for the life work, make sure to check your emails on Monday or sign up to be a part of the newsletter. We're going to focus on creating those dream 24 hours. As a recap, for those of us that just joined, the recap is that we have to look at our time as gifts, using our now to activate the faith that we have after we've evaluated our time and adjusted things to actually maximize our time and our energy versus procrastinating. Making sure to know that we can be obedient because we have great expectation for the promise and purpose that we have already been placed with. And to make sure, the last thing, I have to say this again for my notes, is secret to more is managing what you have now with everything you have that you have. Managing what you have now with everything you have. So guys, that is it for me. I don't like going past the 20-minute mark. I make sure to make these as short, sweet, and packed as possible. I want you guys to join me next week for week 3. It's going to be exciting. We're going to talk about how to actually implement our Dream 24 Hours. And I can't wait for you guys to experience the revelation of shifting your time and energy on this 90-day commitment plan. If you have questions, go ahead and give me a comment below. Make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'll be right back here on Wednesday at 6:30. Have a blessed rest of your week. Bye.